Hey guys. So the video I put out on September 19th when I was given some predictions about events coming up, one of them actually already came true, and that was a super major power outage that's going to affect people in the United States. Um, so we see now that there are like 3.5 million without power all along the East Coast from Florida on up to North Carolina. Um, but fortunately, I was given in that prediction that none of these outages were going to be for very long periods of time. And so some people, but not a lot yet, are already starting to get their power back. But it will be exponentially more as each day goes by. So that's a good thing. Now, I was given a few more things. There's going to be more, though. This was a super large one. And I do see more happening, kind of like almost like back to back types of power outages. But the good thing, too, like I said, is they're not going to be for really long periods of time. So we're talking days at the most, maybe a week, but no more than that. So nothing like a super, month long outage. Another thing I was given, and I'm not even sure if I mentioned it on the September 19th video. Um, there is going to be a red state that typically always votes Republican. They will turn blue. It's going to be a shocker. Somehow this state is going to vote blue. I don't know which state it is. I am seeing the middle of the country, but I don't know which state it is, and they're not giving me that. But I know for a fact there is going to be one typical red state that is going to turn blue. Um, absolutely, like I've told you guys before, um, Vice President Harris and Waltz will win. Excuse me. But not only that, just to clarify, Democrats will be able to get their agenda done, which I believe means that they're going to win the House and the Senate. Um, both houses they will take also. There's going to be a lot of crushing losses for Republicans. But this is part of a cleansing that's very needed for this country. Um, it's very needed because the Republican Party has kind of shifted to a complete negative mentality, and just spewing lies and hatred and of course the worship of one person beyond reason is just not. It just goes against spiritual laws. It goes against universal laws, because there. I did a video about this. It's in my TikTok feed, but there is no sense of worship on the other side. It's not needed. We don't worship other beings or people, because we all share in that infinite source of love. Okay, so there it's time for that cleansing, and I'm going also in other videos about why this type of energy is here now. It has a lot to do with Pluto leaving finally the sign of Capricorn, which was into the worship, the greed, the capitalism, the money, the that into a more humanistic sign, which is Aquarius. And once it firmly locks into Aquarius, that old type of stuff is gone. And the planets are just basically doing the will of universal law, balancing things out, getting things right. Okay, so, and sorry I got off on that little tangent. I've been asked a lot about the wars that are going on. I see the one war with um, Ukraine that Russia is desperate to stop, but it has to save face. There's a lot of action going on behind the scenes. Um, Russia is doing a lot of maneuvering to get out of this war. And don't be surprised if you hear about some type of peace talks or major withdrawals coming soon. I do feel that they will have one more major harsh strike into Ukraine, a very devastating one. But then after that, it's like they're going to try to find a way to get out of this war. It's been not for benefic reasons, but just because it's been so costly, expensive, not to mention the lives that their soldiers have lost. Um, I said from the beginning, Russia lost the war the minute it started, um, because although it was meant to be, they were not ever meant to win, and we see that with the resolve and the leadership of Zelensky. We see that it's we're 3 years in, and he's done a phenomenal job against such a superpower. So look for those talks to come soon. As for the other war, I have not really been given anything major yet on how that outcome will happen, except for the leader of one of the countries. And I can't say because I've been kind of censored before. I can't say their name, exactly who they are. But they're in real trouble. They're you know, how can I put this? Their time is definitely coming to an end. So, and what that will mean for that war, um, will it will directly impact that other war. So that's coming also. Um, so that's it for right now. I just wanted to kind of tap in with those few other things. And as I get more, I will talk about more. Take care, everyone.